The following is a presentation of TFNN. The Trader's Edge with Steve Rhodes. Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648 or internationally at 727-873-7618. The Trader's Edge. Now, Steve Rhodes.
Good morning, folks. Welcome to the July 14th, the magical Monday edition of today's Trader's Edge Show. I'm your host, Stevie Perseverance Rhodes, who absolutely knows that each of us should always be pioneers of our future versus prisoners of our past. Hope everyone out there is having a great day, and let's make sure we have an extraordinary one. Now, the easiest way to do that is to always remember that life is happening for us, not to us. That's right. When you and I make that one little 2x4 shift, means we can find the gift in every set of circumstance that life is going to toss at us. Now, today, you and I, we're going to go check on the circumstance of these markets. We'll go figure out what those bulls and bears, what those buyers and sellers are communicating to you and I at just past 11 o'clock in the morning. I do want you to know that I'm absolutely grateful for your presence here. But even more important than that, and that's this. During this next 53 minutes, I'm here to serve you. So feel free to send me an email. Send it off to Steve at TFNN.com. Inside the subject heading, please put radio show question. Now, of course, if you're inside our Tiger's Den, and you should be, any ping will do. So let's go ahead and get this show started on Magical Monday. Of course, this is Tiger Financial News Network. I'm Steve Rhodes. Welcome to the show. So we begin our Monday with a mixed bag. You have the Dow trading down 64, S&P's off 3. NASDAQ 100's up 56. Russell's basically flat. Tranny's down 215. Semi's off 61. NASDAQ Composite's up 49. New York Stock Exchange down 27. Gold is trading out at 33.55. That's off $9. Silver's down 23 cents. Light Sweet Crude is off 44 pennies. Natural gas up about 15 cents. Trading out at 346. Nice move there. Copper is down 6 pennies. If we take a look at any kind of signals, TD9 count signals, that is, we can see on the daily time frame, the Great British Pound is going to go ahead and confirm a TD9 count bottom pattern today. It'll complete that pattern tomorrow. Let's open up this chart here and see if we can identify any other TD9 count bottoms. Does this thing pay attention? We did have one back in January of 2025 out there, so that's the most recent daily TD9 count bottom I believe that we have out there. Yes, indeed it is. Again, the low of that pattern can take place on the bar following bar number 9. This is going to be 3 days in a row to the downside. We can see we did 4 days in a row back on June the 18th, 4 days in a row on May the 2nd out there. So I would say more likely than not that TD9 count bottom doesn't take place until tomorrow out there. Now, the interesting thing about the Great British Pound, if we open up the monthly time frame chart, is the mere fact that this has rallied for 5 consecutive months. And the last time we rallied for 5 consecutive months was back in February of 2021. If we look, I'd have to go back and add more data to see if we can find any other instances of that. So we really want to watch that daily TD9 count bottom, because my inclination is that that is eventually going to fail. Now, we may see a rally that takes us up to profile support, or what was profile support, now resistance, $135, or it could get us up towards its oscillator and change line. Could do that. Maybe just a bit of a short-term rally before we start to see, again, if we open up this monthly time frame chart, you can easily see a 4-month move to the downside, 3 or 4 month move to the downside out there. So we'll keep our eyes on the Great British Pound. As far as other signals out here, the other signal, you've got silver on a weekly basis. So let's pull up silver. The weekly basis shows that a TD9 count top should form this week. That means it would complete next week out there. You can see there's a Rhodes Momentum Indicator signal. It's the upper right-hand chart that is also present. So if we got a bearish reversal candle, that would confirm a top as well. On a 30-minute basis, we've got a TD9 count bottom pattern that's going to go ahead and form at 11:30, complete at 12 noon. That would suggest that silver, at least from an intraday standpoint, should rally up towards the 39.16, 39.25 level. Looking for other signals out here. I see the XLE. The energy sector is going to go ahead and form a TD9 count top today. Let's see what it has to do in order to accomplish that task. Well, it may not, because price has to close above the close of bar number 5, and that close was 88.51. We're at 88.09. So we may not get any kind of daily topping signal there. We will if we get a rally, but again, price in the XLE must close above 88.51 to generate that signal. All right, what other signals do we see out here? Palantir, but that's for the monthly time frame. At one point in time, we had something for Palantir for the monthly, the weekly, and the daily. Let's go check in on it. So the daily has got basically an attempted Rhodes momentum indicator top. I don't have a bearish reversal candle. We do have price that's consolidated with inside its profile. It negated its TD9 count topping pattern last week, but it already had a Rhodes momentum indicator top as well. So Palantir is going to need to close above 148.22 to get into its bullish mode. The monthly time frame negated its TD9 count top, so it doesn't look like there's much of a top there, if any, and that is in Palantir. Kinross Gold is the other one that I see on a monthly basis. Looks like a TD9 count top may form this month out here. You are in bar number 8 is the high of the pattern, and it's going against another TD9 count top, Kinross, that formed back in May 9th out there. In order for, here's the monthly time frame chart. So it's possible that, bar number 8 this month. Bar number 9's got to still form. It's got to close above, next month that is, it's got to close above 1476. So undetermined whether or not Kinross Gold is trying to set up a significant top or not. It's got a daily top. It's got a weekly top, and it has the potential for a monthly topping pattern. But we're too close. We're too early into with only being bar number 8 for us to really make that kind of a call there. Nothing else that pops up on this screen here. So let's take a few moments and take a look at the New York Stock Exchange, its advanced decline oscillator. The advanced decline oscillator is calculated by determining the difference between the 19 and 39 period exponential moving average of the advanced decline line. In this instance here, right now it is poking its head below its zero threshold level. The zero threshold level, we're minus 563. So I don't know where we end the day. Now, if we end the day below the zero threshold level, and again tomorrow, that tells us that sellers have an edge out there. Now, in order for sellers to truly have an edge in the market, you need the advanced decline oscillator to be below its zero threshold level, combined with the spot fixed index trade above the 50-day exponential moving average. The 50 days at 1913. We are trading at 1718 out there. So we do not have a synergistic symbol between those two indicators out there. What else can we take a quick peek at? If we take a quick peek here at the daily equity future contracts, let's do that. Give me a moment. We'll pull those up on our screen. We're going to see, well, we already talked about the ES and how that was trading above the top of its daily profile. The NQ doing the same thing. So we got a consolidation right now with the profiles, that is, for the Dow equity future contract and the Russell. The Russell on Friday formed a Rhodes momentum indicator top out there. All oscillator and change lines are green, so it may just be signaling retracements versus any kind of a significant top out there, even though we've got a lot of different topping signals. Steve Rhodes with TFNN. We'll be right back.
If you're looking for potential trading setups in the stock market, then Rocket Equities and Options Report is a newsletter you should try. Tommy O'Brien delivers options and equity trades when the markets present them, using a combination of fundamentals and technicals. Sign up for Rocket Equities and Options Report today with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to risk. For all the details and to start your subscription today, visit the front page of TFNN.com. TFNN, educating investors.
Many trading newsletters attempt to focus on a narrow set of equities or commodities. While this works for some, it oftentimes misses many opportunities that possess huge gain potential. But how is an independent trader supposed to scan the entire market looking for these hidden opportunities? One simple answer: the Opening Call newsletter. Basil Chapman, developer of the Chapman Wave trading methodology, has been trading the markets for longer than most trading influencers have been alive. And over that time, he has honed his methodology in order to accurately call movements in a wide range of equities, from semiconductors to uranium to key indices and so much more. Basil is old school, taking the time to educate the trader while also giving his insights into key indices, selective stocks, and more. Opening call subscribers also receive access to dozens of educational live streams that can be accessed at any time for your edification. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So ignore the pop trading influencers and start learning time-tested technical analysis.
Steve Rhodes started his trading career as a student almost 20 years ago, and the student has now become the master. Steve won the prestigious Timer of the Year award in 2018 and barely missed that mark again in 2019, finishing at number 2 for the year. An amazing accomplishment. Steve Rhodes is committed to sharing his techniques and knowledge with anyone who wants to learn, and he shares his vast amount of trading knowledge every day in his Mastering Probability newsletter. Steve's award-winning newsletter, Mastering Probability, is delivered every trading day with updates throughout the afternoon. Sign up for Steve's market newsletter, Mastering Probability, and you'll receive access to 7 of Steve's educational webinars absolutely free. At TFNN, all our newsletters come with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have absolutely nothing to worry about. Visit TFNN.com and try Mastering Probability 30 days risk-free today. TFNN, educating investors.
TFNN has launched the Tiger's Den. Hosted at Discord, TFNN has been educating traders for more than 20 years with live programming hosted by a variety of professional traders during market hours. The Tiger's Den, available to all tigers and tigresses for just $1 for the year. There's no catch or added costs when you join our community of traders. Sign up today and become a part of this educational community of traders. Just visit the front page of TFNN.com.
Welcome back, folks. Let's begin by taking a look at some of the requests that have come in. The first one coming in from GTE, who would like to take a look at the Hang Seng out here. As we take a look at the Hang Seng, let's start with the monthly time frame. The monthly time frame formed with a TD9 count bottom pattern. Prices trading above... No, it's not trading above last month's high. That's the next level that I'd be watching for. If we start trading above 24, 533, 39, a signal that we should continue to move higher. Its intent is to eventually move up to 29, 490. That's its next TD9 count breakdown resistance level. On a weekly time frame, we've got a TD9 count top that found support at its breakout level. The work to the downside is done. This needs a move above 24, 925 to get some real mojo to the upside. We're trading inside that TD9 count swing point. No reason for us to not go after it. And the daily time frame chart is trading below or close below its oscillator and change line. That's been resistance for the last week or so, but any close above 24,242 out there would likely lead to a further rally. So that's what's going on, GT. We take a look at the Hang Seng. We've got a request from Dan to take a ticker symbol KZIA. So let's look at the KZIA instrument, see what it's doing. Right now trading out at about $10.76. It is going to complete a TD9 count topping pattern today, Dan. What should unfold, this price should pull back to test support. That would be the oscillator and change line. That would be at 906. Now, let's assume that we do not take out the high from a couple days ago, July 10th. That high being 1134. If we don't take that out, any close above 1134, Dan, it's going to get us up to 1286. That would be the top of its weekly profile out there. We probably still get there on this instrument, but it may be due for a little bit of a retracement here on that daily time frame chart. Monthly chart looks pretty good. It has some significant resistance at 1280. Now, we wouldn't have thought so back on the November of 2024 as price took that level out with a wide-ranging bar. The problem is that that gave all that up the following month out there. So 1280 is still your key resistance level. You'd love to see 2 consecutive closes above that, but you also have profile resistance on a monthly time frame at 1879. So we're going to go with this. No top on the weekly, no top on the monthly. I do have a topping signal that's completing today on the daily. Watch as price pulls back. If we test and reject that 906 level, that's your entry or your place to add to a position inside of KZAI. Hope that provided the information you were looking for. You were also interested in MCRB. Let's pull up its set of charts out here. MCRB, let's take a look at the longer term charts, the monthly chart. So what we know about it at this moment in time is that price remains below support. And support, which now is resistance, would be 26.96. We're trading at $15. The weekly time frame chart formed a nice Rhodes momentum indicator bottom when it formed a bull sash the week of June 6th. We then got above profile, back into the profile on June 27th. We're now basically targeting the top of that profile at 1612 or its TD9 count breakdown level at 1720. A close above 1720, and we motor on towards that 2696 level. Daily time frame is testing the 1458 area. That is a TD9 count breakdown resistance level. A close above that would be very bullish out there. I don't see any other topping pattern. Sometimes just simply getting back to the breakout level can in fact be a top. So today, Dan, I will watch 1458. If we close below that, I continue to watch 1458. So hope that helped you out with both of those instruments. And as always, thank you for your request. Mr. Bill would like to take a look at XLB, the building sector inside the S&P 500. So let's go see what it's signaling to you and I, trading out at $90.74. Daily time frame here, Mr. Bill, was a TD9 count top from 2 days ago. You are now forming a bear separating candle. That confirms simply a Rhodes momentum indicator top. Do we need two tops for it to be a better top? The answer to that question is we do not. The weekly time frame has a TD9 count top as well. So we've got two tops out there. Not the four tops, just the two tops. And so what is this signaling to you and I? It suggests that price might want to pull back to test the top of its daily profile. So levels of support on a move downside are 88.71, 88.23. Those are your first two levels. That was the top of the daily profile. That was the top of the weekly profile. Now, because on the daily time frame, its oscillator and change line is green, it doesn't have to really retrace much further. But on the weekly time frame, its TD9 count top has a red oscillator and change line. So on the weekly basis, price is below. Its price oscillator is below zero, and that is a bearish condition out here. So a little bit of a trick, I suppose, but we've had 3 consecutive weeks to the upside, which typically the XLB, Mr. Bill, trades 2 to 3 weeks to the upside. So this is looking to be more like a 1 to 2 week pullback inside of the XLB. And I'd say, again, those first targets, 88.71, 88.23, 87.71, 87.22. That would be the price range for the XLB. So, Mr. Bill, I hope that provided the information we're looking for. The monthly time frame chart does not have a top. In fact, it has a Gartley buy pattern out there. So I really think it's the daily and the weekly that is controlling the XLB. Duncan Steve would like to take a look at ticker symbol S. I believe that is Sprint that we are looking at. We take a look at ticker symbol S on a daily basis. It is dealing with its oscillator and change line. That is a resistance point at this moment in time. That price point is 1784. So, Dunk, if you get a close above 1784, you would have another battle at 1804 followed by 1845. The weekly time frame. We've been trading sideways with inside its bullish structured profile for 4 weeks out there. It has a buy zone that exists between 1718 and 1756. Resistance up at 1908. The daily time frame really shows what? Shows that same sideways consolidation. But it is better depicted by the weekly charts out there. So I'd be paying attention to the weekly chart. Monthly chart, not really providing us with a whole lot of information. So just a consolidation, Steve-O, could be kind of boring here as price continues to move between 1718 and 1908. You also had an interest in looking at PNNT out there. So let's look at the peanut. Peanut on a monthly time frame. Next price target to the upside, 735, top of its monthly profile. Sentinel One Inc. Thanks. not sprint. If we take a look at the weekly time frame, PNNT 734 is its price target. That's the top of its weekly profile. On a daily time frame, the daily time frame, price is going after a TD9 count top today and a close above the high from March 27th, that high, 723. We're at 722 right now. A close above 723 negates that TD9 count. Did I tell you when that took place? I was back on the trading day of March the 27th out there. Not that that matters, but if we do close above that, although it's not on volume, it would trigger an A to B equals CD pattern to the upside. And the initial price projection around 760 or so. We know we've got resistance at 734 and 735, so you don't have to worry about getting to 760 until you can close above those two price levels out there. So hope that helps you out, Dunk, with regard to PNNT. We come back to this break. Let's look at Jabba the Hutt. HUT is the ticker symbol. Steve Rhodes with TFNN. We'll be right back.
Building wealth trading in the stock market seems impossible to most people. They think it's too volatile and risky. Most people aren't going to take the time to educate themselves on how to do it right. But you're not most people, are you? At TFNN, you'll get the guidance you need to refine your strategies and techniques to invest like a pro. Because you'll be a pro. All TFNN subscriptions, books, software, and courses are available at TFNN.com. And I'm even going to tell you how to get them for less. Use TFNN's Tiger Dollars and you'll get up to a 20% bonus on your purchase. And once you apply them to your account, Tiger Dollars are automatically used for all future or recurring charges. Tiger Dollars also never expire, are fully transferable, and are a great way to add savings to your newsletters or services. Become the investor you were born to be at TFNN.com. TFNN, educating investors.
In the world of trading, only a few names stand out like Larry Pesavento, a pro's pro with over 50 years of experience. Larry has seen it all. A former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member, Larry has authored 10 books and trained over 1,000 traders with his unmatched expertise. Introducing Fibonacci 24/7, Larry Pesavento's daily trading service that turns the complexity of markets into opportunities. Published every Sunday, receive a comprehensive report packed with detailed commentary, charts, and videos that illuminate the patterns shaping the markets, with updates throughout the week exclusively for subscribers. Whether through charts or videos, Larry's analysis is your roadmap to navigating the markets. You can sign up now at TFNN.com for just $97. And with all TFNN newsletters backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee, you have nothing to risk. For all the details, visit TFNN.com. You'll find Fibonacci 24/7 right under the newsletters tab.
Sharpening your skills as an investor is like getting better at playing a musical instrument. You have to practice, sure, but you also need excellent instruction from experts. At TFNN, you'll get advice and guidance from the authority in technical market analysis. And it's not just dry, tedious text either. TFNN airs live financial content streamed live on TFNN.com and TFNN's YouTube channel with Tiger TV, live every market day from 8:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern, for free. Each host is an experienced trader and gives their take on the market while taking calls and questions live from around the world. From the moment the market opens until the closing bell sounds, Tiger TV has 8 different shows with expert hosts to help you make the right moves with your money. Watch online at TFNN.com or on TFNN's YouTube channel and become the investor you were born to be. TFNN, educating investors.
This portion of the Trader's Edge is brought to you by Direxion's daily leveraged and inverse ETFs. Whether you're a bull or a bear, you choose the direction. Visit Direxion.com. Investing in the funds involves significant risk and should only be utilized by investors who understand the impact of leverage and actively monitor their portfolio. They are not designed to track the underlying index or security for more than a day. Before investing, carefully consider a fund's investment objective, risk, charges, and expenses contained in the prospectus available at Direxion.com. Read carefully. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
Welcome back, folks. One last thing on the PNNT out there. There's also a daily TD9 count. So I looked at a TD9 count that had formed back in March 26, and that was really just to help assist us with regard to this A to B equals CD pattern that we have out here. Hasn't been confirmed by volume. That does not mean that it won't go target that 770-ish level out there. But there's also a TD9 count top that had formed out here on July the 10th. And it looks like, and it closed above, and today it closed above 719, negates that signal. We're at 722. If it does that, Steve, that is a strong upward momentum move for its daily time frame. So that would seem like 734 and 735 is definitely in the cards. And then you get above that, that's what gets you towards that 770 level. So that was a ticker symbol there, PNNT out there. That is Pennant Park Investment Corp. Let's look at HUT. This is for Sharky inside the Tiger's Den. If we take a look at HUT, it still has a TD9 count top. Now, that TD9 count top is under attack, and they close above 2242 or 2233, negates that signal out there. Price is above its green oscillator and change line and is above profile resistance at 2192. So no matter what, even though it has a TD9 count top, and even if it retains that today, it's traded above resistance levels, and therefore its overall signal is neutral. The weekly time frame chart has triggered an A to B equals CD pattern to the upside. The B point was the week of June 13th, 24 million shares that week. That was passed with 35 million shares. So let's draw in the weekly A to B equals CD pattern to the upside out there just to get a price projection level out here. Now, the price projection doesn't mean that's where it's going to stop. That just gives us a price target zone for that A to B equals CD pattern. And that in this instance here, that would get you up towards 2471. Now, that retracement, the B to C retracement, that is less than a 0.618 retracement. And therefore, it increased the odds of doing more than a one-to-one move to the upside. That's the weekly time frame. The monthly time frame says I'm on board with that as soon as price can take out the sellers. And those sellers exist at the top of the profile, and that's at 2266. So it goes like this. You need to close above 2266. That'll get us to 24. That's the TD9 count breakdown resistance level. We get above 24. We go on and do that completion of the A to B equals CD pattern. The one-to-one gets you to about 25. I'm not saying that's where it stops. In fact, you got less than a 0.6 retracement, and you have price on the strong side of that C to D leg. That's the left side of that C to D pattern. And so that bodes well for a continued move higher. So, Sharky, I hope that helps you out with regard to HUT. And as always, thanks so much for your requests. We've got another request to take a look at OKTA. OKTA trading out at 93.27. It is going to likely form a TD9 count, a weekly TD9 count bottom between this week and the next two. Without any kind of bottom pattern on the daily time frame, I would say the time is not now. Price is trading inside its daily swing point that takes you back to April 7th. April 7th had volume of 4.7 million shares. You close inside that on Friday with 1 million shares. So we're moving into it today so far. It has done a million shares as well. So light volume, but nonetheless, we're trading inside that swing point, increasing the odds that it wants to continue to move lower. The lower price target, I would have to say, would be the monthly oscillator and change line, and that is currently printed at 86.55. So you've got a weekly TD9 count bottom pattern likely to form over the course of the next 2 to 3 weeks out here, this week, between this week and the next 2 weeks out there. Nothing yet on the daily time frame to trigger you into a position, and a monthly suggestion a pullback towards 86.55. That was okay, TA. We're also going to take a look at ticker symbol NET. No TV chart, Steve. Wow. I see him in the den. And so, Al, if you're listening, which I'm sure you are, we'll have Al check into that. I'll go ahead and type him a message just to make sure. Please check Tiger or Tiber. Den sound is good. Not the sound. They can't see the charts. It's not the sound. So it's a chart thing, not a sound thing. For whatever reason, they're not seeing the charts inside the Tiger's Den. But we do have them most certainly inside of the. I know you have the chart. They're saying on Tiger TV. Tiger TV, Al. That's what they're saying. the YouTube channel. No TV charts. Okay, so let's. I'll let that get resolved. I can't do anything about that. But what I can do is we can talk about ticker symbol NET. So let Stevie do what he can do, and we'll let the technical stuff work its way out. When we take a look at NET out here, it's traded at 183.13. It has a daily TD9 count top. Price is below profile support. It's a suggestion of a move back to its breakout level at 175.25. The weekly time frame has a Rhodes Momentum Indicator top, but it has found support at its oscillator and change line. That's at 178.57. That is a bullish outcome. I don't know why these haven't populated, but Stevie's going to go ahead and populate them. Make it a little bit easier for us to actually review. So you're watching 178.57. That's your key level of support. That if closed below, we would see a move towards 171.62. It's a weekly chart. It's early in the week. It's only Monday. The monthly time frame chart completed a TD9 count topping pattern last month. It previously, when it topped, was a TD9 count topping pattern. And that was back in November of 2021. So you have the similar pattern out here, but price still remains inside that swing point. The monthly swing point had volume of 69 million shares. You closed inside it with 69 million shares. How about that? So what does that tell us? I'm not sure. When you basically do it on 69.0 versus 69.4, I guess you could say it closed inside there with volume. So therefore, as long as price remains above, this is NET, remains above 178.42, odds favor move up towards 221.64. The weekly, again, it's got that Rhodes Momentum Indicator top, but may have found support, and that could have been the buy zone this morning at 178.59. The daily time frame, not necessarily giving us a signal whether that's the buy point or not. It's suggesting more like 175.25, but if it does that, then 171.62 would be another number to take a look at. So what I can share with you with regard to that is you got a daily, a weekly, and a monthly topping pattern out there. And only the weekly so far has tested a level of support. Another request was to take a look at ticker symbol SCM. So let's get those charts up on our screen, see what they are doing. SCM is trading out at 1505. It is got formed a TD9 count top that it negated last Friday. So on a daily time frame, SCM is strong like bull. And that ain't no bull. And the weekly chart last week negated its TD9 count top. Weekly time frame, strong like bull. Monthly time frame, just a consolidation with resistance being its next price target, and that's at the 1521 level. From a monthly standpoint, we are trading inside its swing point from February of 2023. 2 million shares were traded that month. This month so far, we are 1.1. We're about halfway through the month, so we're moving into that swing point with volume. Nonetheless, in order to test the high of that swing, we've got to get above 1521. Monthly profile resistance. The daily's ready to roll. The weekly is rolling. And the monthly's just got to deal with 1521. That's what we see when we take a look at SCM. That was for Duncan Steve inside the Tiger's Den. We come back to this break. We're going to look at SQFT, square feet for Nitram. Be right back.
If you spend any time online researching trading techniques on how to begin your trading journey, you've no doubt come across many folks who push Forex trading as a way to make big money quickly. Unfortunately, there are equally as many stories of these so-called Forex professionals just looking to make a quick buck off aspiring traders without actually teaching the ins and outs of the Forex market. This is what sets Teddy Keckstad's The Tiger Forex Report off the riffraff. Every Monday, former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member and author Teddy Keckstad releases his Tiger Forex Report newsletter, where he dives into the complex world of Forex and takes time to actually teach you his methods that have made him so successful in the fast-paced and rewarding world of Forex trading. Furthermore, all subscribers receive access to archived live streams of Teddy's, where he provides university-level education to help you in Forex trading. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So what are you waiting for? Forex awaits.
In the world of trading, only a few names stand out like Larry Pesavento, a pros pro with over 50 years of experience. Larry has seen it all. A former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member, Larry has authored 10 books and trained over 1,000 traders with his unmatched expertise. Introducing Fibonacci 24/7, Larry Pesavento's daily trading service that turns the complexity of markets into opportunities. Published every Sunday, receive a comprehensive report packed with detailed commentary, charts, charts, and videos that illuminate the patterns shaping the markets, with updates throughout the week exclusively for subscribers. Whether through charts or videos, Larry's analysis is your roadmap to navigating the markets. You can sign up now at TFNN.com for just $97. And with all TFNN newsletters backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee, you have nothing to risk. For all the details, visit TFNN.com. You'll find Fibonacci 24/7 right under the newsletters tab.
For traders who crave risk, Direxion's daily leveraged and inverse ETFs provide opportunities to magnify short-term perspectives with up to 3 times a daily leverage, utilize bull and bear funds from both sides of the trade, and trade through rapidly changing markets. These are highly leveraged ETFs with daily resetting designed for short-term trading, not long-term investing. Whether you're a bull or a bear, you choose the Direxion. For up-to-date pricing and performance, go to Direxion.com. Investing in the funds involves significant risk and should only be utilized by investors who understand the impact of leverage and actively monitor their portfolio. They are not designed to track the underlying index or security for more than a day. Before investing, carefully consider a fund's investment objective, risk, charges, and expenses contained in the prospectus available at Direxion.com. Read carefully. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
This program is brought to you by Vista Gold, traded on the NYSE American and TSX under the symbol VGZ.
There you go. You got a triple play out here. That's for square feet. SQFT is a ticker symbol, closed on Friday at about $5 and trading right now at 18. Nearly a 4-bagger out there. Got up to 23. So on the daily time frame, we've got a Rhodes Momentum Indicator bottom. Price trade above resistance, trade above resistance on the weekly. As far as where's the next price target, it's the 3370 level. 3370 is a TD9 count breakdown resistance area for its monthly time frame. So not sure what they cured today and what they did, but one heck of a move out there. That's what I see when I take a look at square feet, Nitram. So hope that helps you out. Mohammed wants to take a look at Google. GOOG is the ticker symbol. Let's pull those charts up on our screen. And that's trading out at 181.90. The monthly time frame chart shows that price is dealing with oscillator and change line resistance. That's at 183.08. If we were able to close above that, we're looking at a long-term move to 208.70, the top of its profile. The weekly chart, price formed a TD9 count bottom maybe a couple of months ago, probably April 7th. Yeah, I'm sure that's when it was. We're trading above its bearish structured weekly profile. It wants to target its TD9 count breakdown resistance level, and that's at the price point of 190.34 on the weekly time frame. Things remain bullish there, and things are bullish on the daily time frame. Let's just say that things will be really bullish on the daily time frame if price is able to take out 182.45. It closed above 182.45, negates its Rhodes, its sell the D point top out there. We're at 181.93. So the key level 182.45. If we get a, and then really the monthly takes us back to the 183 area. So Mohammed, I have to say it's that 183 number that we really need to see a close above. That's going to get Google moving to the upside out there. You also wanted to take a look at Broadcom. AVGO is a ticker symbol. So let's pull up its set of charts out here. Broadcom is trading out at 275.60. I see no monthly top, should continue to move higher. I see a negated TD9 count top for the weekly time frame, should continue to move higher. And on the daily time frame, we have a consolidation with inside its profile. That's a profile that formed on Friday. When I say a consolidation, support is at 270.07, resistance 277.48. We've hit both of those today out there. And you've got a Rhodes Momentum Indicator top. So no top on the weekly, no top on the monthly. If you close above 281.18, the high from July 10th, you will have no top on the daily, and that would suggest that Broadcom would rally further out there. So I hope that helps you out there, Mohammed. As always, thanks so much for your request. Dwayne writes in, and he'd like to look at ticker symbol VSAT. So let's pull VSAT out, which is trading out at 15.20. And what we see out here is what? It's a great question. We see on the daily time frame Gee, yeah, we've got a wave number 7 top. So you got a top with price pulling back on Friday and finding support at its buy zone, which was between or is between 1421 and 1447. And today and Friday, we also closed above, or on Friday we closed above the top of the profile. Today we're trading above it, which is 1498. So the daily time frame is somewhat of a neutral signal right now. The weekly time frame has got no topping pattern. We're above resistance level. So I believe it weekly is waiting on what the daily is signaling. The monthly is waiting on what the daily is signaling. In that, the monthly is attempting to take out its bearish structured profile resistance zone. And that's between 1269 and 1469. We're at 1520 right now. So if we close above that, that would be a beautiful thing for VSAT. But you really want to close above the high that formed that wave 7 top, and that's 1653. Dwayne also wanted to look at QS out here. So let's pull up its set of charts. QS right now is trading out at 949 with no daily top, with no weekly top, and no monthly top. So where the Sam heck is this headed to? Great question. You open up this weekly chart. So the weekly chart, let's pull this back a tad, is taking on this bearish shooting star candle. That's a resistance point. So that's at 952, 119 million shares. Another resistance point would be the swing from January 5th, and that's up at the 1003 level, 169 million shares there. So 169, 119. Last month we moved higher last week, I should say, with 248 million shares. So we're coming into the resistance level with some volume out there. So this should go target that 952 level. If price can close above, we already targeted it last week. If price can close above 952, then you're going to go target the 1003 level. And if you close above 1003, then it could be off to the races to deal with the weekly TD9 count pattern that formed back in August of 2023, and that high being 1386 out there. So that's what I see when I take a look at ticker symbol QS, bullish on the daily, the weekly, and the monthly time frame. Lastly, for Dwayne, we're going to take a look at CRISPR. CRSP is the ticker symbol out there. CRSP is trading out at 55.13 today. Price pulled back, tested and rejected its daily oscillator and change line. That in essence is a buy point. No top there. The weekly time frame, no top there. Price trade up profile and oscillator and change line resistance, likely to rally further. No top on the monthly time frame, but the charts are not populated either. We're going to resolve that. And price is trading with inside its bullish structured monthly profile. That suggests that, Dwayne, what price should do is first target 68.39. That's courtesy of the TD9 count breakdown level. And if it can overtake that, 77.35, which would be the top of its profile. So daily, giving you an entry point today. Weekly is bullish out there, and the weekly, the monthly is bullish too. It just has to deal with resistance levels 68.39 and 77.35. So that takes care of that. That's a beautiful thing. Steve, if you run out of symbols, was your tough one last week was turn. I saw alternate peak C, daily leg C. Can we please show the counts? Absolutely. So TERN is a ticker symbol out there. Let's pull this up for Dan inside the Tiger's Den. Oh, we'll also do donut. Okay. So we take a look at turn. Well, you got bar number 8 of a TD9 count forming today, Dan. So that says that between today and Wednesday, a daily TD9 count top should form. If I take a look at the weekly time frame, you're in bar number 7 this week, not showing a top there. Monthly time frame, not showing a top. We're trading above last month's high. That's an indication that price wants to make a run for resistance. That would be at 574. Resistance on the weekly time frame, 598. Resistance on the daily time frame, well, it could be just simply the TD9 count pattern that is in place right now. So likely to get a TD9 count top tomorrow if in fact price closes above 489. If it does that, close above 489 tomorrow, you've got a TD9 count top, and don't know whether it's tomorrow, today, or Wednesday, where the ultimate top might be, but that would then be suggesting that just we simply pull back, Dan, on a short-term basis. That would be either 2 to 4 trading sessions, or it could simply just be a pullback to its oscillator and change line, currently printed at 466. So thanks for that secondary suggestion to go take a look at it. It is very strong today. And now the counts provide you with the information, I think, that you were looking for. Yeah, you can do alternative counts and so forth. We don't need that. We got the TD9, so we don't have to worry about getting too caught up into whether it's a leg 7, a leg 4, a leg 2. The TD9 is enough for us. Steve Rhodes with TFNN. We'll be right back.
Many trading newsletters attempt to focus on a narrow set of equities or commodities. While this works for some, it oftentimes misses many opportunities that possess huge gain potential. But how is an independent trader supposed to scan the entire market looking for these hidden opportunities? One simple answer: the opening call newsletter. Basil Chapman, developer of the Chapman Wave trading methodology, has been trading the markets for longer than most trading influencers have been alive. And over that time, he has honed his methodology in order to accurately call movements in a wide range of equities, from semiconductors to uranium to key indices and so much more. Basil is old school, taking the time to educate the trader while also giving his insights into key indices, selective stocks, and more. Opening call subscribers also receive access to dozens of educational live streams that can be accessed at any time for your edification. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So ignore the pop trading influencers and start learning time-tested technical analysis.
In the world of trading, only a few names stand out like Larry Pesavento, a pros pro with over 50 years of experience. Larry has seen it all. A former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member, Larry has authored 10 books and trained over 1,000 traders with his unmatched expertise. Introducing Fibonacci 24/7, Larry Pesavento's daily trading service that turns the complexity of markets into opportunities. Published every Sunday, receive a comprehensive report packed with detailed commentary, charts, and videos that illuminate the patterns shaping the markets, with updates throughout the week exclusively for subscribers. Whether through charts or videos, Larry's analysis is your roadmap to navigating the markets. You can sign up now at TFNN.com for just $97. And with all TFNN newsletters backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee, you have nothing to risk. For all the details, visit TFNN.com. You'll find Fibonacci 24/7 right under the newsletters tab.
Are you ready to take charge of your financial future? TFNN is your gateway to the world of trading and investing. Whether you're starting out or scaling up, TFNN empowers traders and investors of all skill levels with top-notch investing systems, strategies, and techniques. It's time to protect and grow your money with insight you can trust. Join us live Monday through Friday during market hours for exclusive content that moves with the markets. At TFNN, we bring the trading floor to you. Our seasoned hosts are here to answer your calls and questions live on the air. Check out the Tiger's Den for just $1 and follow us on YouTube and become part of our vibrant community. And remember, at TFNN, we're so confident in the value we provide that we offer a 30-day money-back guarantee on all new premium newsletter subscriptions and services. You have absolutely nothing to risk, so why wait? Tune in live to Tiger TV and transform your trading journey, because when you know better, you invest better. Join us and experience the difference today. TFNN, educating investors.
Well, folks, let's no requests that we've got inside here. Let's go take a look at what's going on day trading wise. Let's take a look at the ES Mini. Its intraday charts. 60-minute time frame chart is in bar number 9 as we come into the noon hour out there. So let's do this here. Let's pull up the other 60-minute time frame charts. See if we've got any synergy. So this will take a moment first for me to find it and then for it to populate. But it's worthwhile for us to do this exercise. So these charts here are populating as we speak right now. Okay, good. We've got the September contracts for the 16 minutes. So now let's just let this populate and see if we've got TD9 counts across the board. We see it in the NQ. We see it in the ES. We do not see it in the Dow just yet. In order for the Dow equity future contract to form a TD9 count top, that would be by 1 o'clock. You need to see a poke above 44,677. The Russell 2000, which has been kind of strong out here, just simply has run into resistance at its breakdown level at the 22, 58, 20 level. So I keep your eyes on the ES Mini and the NQ on their 60-minute time frame charts as they confirm TD9 count tops as we go off the air shortly, and we'll complete those patterns at 1 o'clock this afternoon. Mine above was your 20 seconds on the SPY. I'm sorry, I must have screwed something up. Not a big deal. That's something I do daily. So let's see if we can. It was a request to take with the SPYs. If that's it, let me do this here. Give me a moment. We'll put up the SPY. So give me a second here, SPY, and if I went out of order, my apology. Kind of multitasking here, as you know. But if we take a look at the SPY out here, not going to see anything much different than we look at the ES Mini. The SPYs have a TD9 count top that is still in place out here. They remain above profile resistance, so it's kind of neutral. The weekly's got a TD9 count top, and the monthly for the SPY, what do we got here? We got not a zip. The monthly is in a world of its own and wants to move higher. Folks, stay tuned for all the great programming. I'll see you tomorrow on Terrific Tuesday. Have a marvelous Monday.